Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Crafts. I'm Linda Cullen from Crafty Stampin. Thank you for joining me today. June, how are we whipping through this month? I don't know about any of you. I can't believe how quickly we are flying through the months. So welcome. I feel like I haven't done this in a while. I think because I took last week off because we did all scoops last week. Let me show you what we're going to play with today. We're playing with all new products. This is the impressions, so the abstract impression stamp set and the garden impression DSP and the springtime impressions thinlet. So there's a lot of impressions, but I think this is one of the more beautiful sets in the new catalog. I just love the bright colors and all the flowers, so I thought it would be fun to play with this today. This is a card I made for a swap I did, and I like how I made a border out of the angled die, so I think it's kind of fun. So welcome everybody who's popping on. Good morning. Let's see. So let's go over what we are doing today. So I love to do a giveaway to say thank you for everyone who joined me, as well as for sharing, because that's, you know, share the love. So my giveaways for today are the in color doilies from I think 2005, 2017. And I will pick that today at the end of the broadcast. And all you need to do is leave a comment. And right now I am only broadcasting on Facebook. I'm trying to get on YouTube too, but there's a bandwidth issue. And I don't know, my husband, if you saw my test, my husband's a software engineer and he wrote some code in the back end for me to do it, and I'm not ready to hit that button yet because I have to actually type code to get it to work. He's gonna write me a little program so it's a button, but I'm not there yet. So I'm only going out on Facebook, so the live giveaway is going to be only on Facebook, so that is for the in color dolly. So just leave a comment. You can say hi, anything, and at the end of the broadcast I will pick that winner. If you don't win, or you are not watching live and you are watching either on Facebook or YouTube, because I will put this up on YouTube later, you can enter to win the Epic Celebration stamp set. And I will pick that in 2 weeks on the 19th, because next week Tammy and I will be back with the scoop. And if you share this video on Facebook, on Pinterest, on YouTube, wherever you can share it, and type the comment shared with a D, I will add you in for a second entry to win the Epic Celebration. So let's pick the winner from, hold on, let me find it, from a while back. This is from 522. This is the Happy Wishes stamp set. And this stamp set was, again, another celebration. I have all these celebration stamp sets, extras to give away. And you can see here on random.org, I have entered everyone's name. And if they left the comment shared with the D, I have added their name a second time. So I thank you all for doing that. And I'm going to get to the top here because I like everyone to be able to see that their name is there. And as I kind of whip through, and there's more and more every month or every show. So thank you so much for that. So I'm going to hit randomize, and whose ever name pops up on the top will be the winner. And our winner today is Kim Crane. So congratulations to Kim. So Kim, if you head over to craftystampin.com and you head up to specials and giveaways, I have a link right here at the top. Click to claim your prize. Fill that form out. You have 2 weeks. I will send an email as soon as I drop those in the mail. If you do not hear from me within the 2 weeks and you do feel you have filled out the form, please send an email to Linda@CraftyStampin and I will get back to you. So let me show our project one more time. Ba-dum-bum. And let's get crafting. So good morning, good morning, good morning. So I'm going to move you down here to my webcam. So my webcam, I've been having some issues. Of course, there's always some issues to have when it comes to technology. And there's been like shadows, and I thought it was lighting. So now I've got like so much lighting over here, and it didn't seem to fix the problem. I think my camera's got a problem. So bear with me if we get a bunch of dark lines. I will attempt to fix it while we're live. If not, I think I may have to buy a new camera. So we'll see. Also, in about an hour, I will have a recap blog post with all the details for this card, including a downloadable PDF. It is in color. Again, technology, my color printer is like, yeah, not working. So you can print this in color if you get it. It has the picture, it has the link to the blog post, it has all the cut sizes and all the products that I use that are available in the my online store. So let's get creating. And of course, I made this card like a couple weeks ago, so let's see if I remember how to make it. And see if I stay on point. Because you know me, I tend to go rogue. So let's see what we got. So I always like to start with the base. And so I got my Night of Navy base. I actually went through every piece of Night of Navy I had. And I use Night of Navy all the time. I couldn't believe I didn't have another pack somewhere. So I had to rip the box open that just showed up to dig out the Night of Navy so I could... so I could use it. So I'm going to put this aside. I have another layer that I'm going to use the Petal Burst DSP embossing folder with. And so we're going to stick that right in here. And I'm going to pull over my Big Shot. And I'm going to set up my sandwich. I'm going to remove my thin die adapter. I don't need that. And this is a normal size embossing folder, so I'm going to use both of my cutting plates and send that through. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody popping on. Thank you for joining me. All right. And we'll take that out. And I love this folder. I always intend to use this side of the folder, and then when I turn it over to attach the snail, I love this side sometimes even more. So we'll figure out as we move along which side I'm going to attach, but I find them both equally interesting. All right, so let's pull back the Big Shot and let's cut our dies. So put that in the frame. So now I am going to need my thin die adapter again for my sandwich. Put in my plate. I have a whole half sheet of Melon Mambo here, and I don't really need all of this, but I want to cut this whole die so you can see what the whole die. This is a huge die with the flowers, and I want you to see what it looks like, even though we're not going to use the whole thing. And while I'm at it, where did I put them? Kill two dies with one stone. I'm going to also cut out the scallop circle. This is the C scallop circle. I label on mine from largest to smallest. I label my scallops A to however letter we go. So this is a C. This would be the third largest scallop circle. So let's run this through. Okay. And I'm going to go back again just because this is such a detailed die. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. All right, let's see if this cut it all out. Oops, because I send it flying. All right, so I'm going to set aside my scallop circle. And that looks good. All right. So let's see how big of a mess I can make with all these pieces. Where'd my... All right. I'm going to grab the Big Shot die brush, and I can do this over a trash can, but you know, why be neat? All right, see, isn't this really? I love this die. I like big, you know, big die make a big impact on a card. All right, so that out of the way. Isn't that pretty? I mean, and that would just all by itself be gorgeous on a card. All right, get all that off of there. So I love that, but we're not going to use the whole thing. So let me show you what we're going to do. All right, so all All right, so I'll set that aside for a second. So I have a strip of, this is the Garden Impression DSP. And I like this piece because it has all the different colors. And I'm going to attach it to a piece of the Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to find my snail. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Always something I misplace. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to attach that in the center here. And I didn't bother to cut the DSP to length. I tend to like to do it after I've attached it to a base. All right, so now what I want to do, make sure you can see what I'm doing. Let's see if, oops. All right, let me see. I do that. All right, so here is my die, and this is meant to kind of go in the corner, you know, so this is how this die is intended, more or less, to go. So I want to do something different with it. So what I want it to do, I want it to be a border. So I am going to attach Snail to my Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to attach it like this. So, oops. All right, so this is, all right, I want it to go here. Get it on my side. So get this in frame. All right, and I do want to be able to see some of these flowers. So let's go just like that. There we go. So now it's sort of my border, and I'm going to attach it to the Night of Navy that I, excuse me, cut out with my, or embossed, and then I'm going to trim it. So I'm going to attach it to this and then trim. So let's just add more snail. So now you can see how it is on the back. All right, and let's see. I like it like that. All right, so I have edges to cut off of everything. All right, so I'm just going to trim the whole thing to size, and then I'm going to trim the flowers on the die to, let's see. So that looks good. And actually both sides look good, so I don't need to worry about it. I was thinking if there was a strange flower, I would have just trimmed in. I don't know if I did it over here. So like on this one, it looked odd, so I trimmed some of the flower. Oops, some of the flower here. All right, so let's move this aside. Okay, so I kind of want this to stand out a little more. Let me see, I'm going to put you back over here. So I'm going to use some spruce, and the colors I'm choosing are all the colors that are in this DSP. And I'm going to cut out a couple of the shaded spruce leaves from the, if you can see it, leaf punch. So I made it so bright so there was none of these lines that it's a little hard to see some of the other stuff. So I'm going to peel this up a smidge. Let's see, and I'm going to add snail. Let me do this. Use my silicone mat. I'm going to add some snail to the front of my leaf. I'm going to pick this up, and I want the leaf behind the flower. And it's going to, I'm going to have my greeting here, so you're not going to see this portion, but I wanted a little bit of the green behind this one. All right, so now, all right, let's move these to the side. Put this back over here. Let's get some Whisper White. And I need my Night of Navy, and I'm using Melon Mambo ink. There we go. And here is the stamp set, the abstract impressions. And this is You Can't Make a Mistake stamp set, because it's it's an impressionist, you know, so it's meant to be kind of random and what have you. So you can kind of mix and match things as they go. Like, and it's also considered a 2-step stamp, even though you got like 3 images that work together to make one flower in this instance. But I'm going to use, which flower am I using? I think I'm using the middle one, and I'm using the greeting, kindness changes everything. So I'm starting with some Whisper White and my Night of Navy, and I have a mix now of old ink pads and new ink pads. So these are my old ink pads. I even have some old ink pads somewhere. All right, so there's my kindness changes everything with the Night of Navy. And now I'm going to take Melon Mambo, and I'm going to find a scrap piece of paper. Good morning, everybody. All right. And so Melon Mambo, this is the middle size flower. I ink that in the Melon Mambo, and then I'm going to stamp off. I think I stamped off. Yeah, I stamped off twice. Okay. I'm trying to remember how many times I stamped off. So I'm going to stamp off once, and then I'm going to just stamp right over basically the K in kindness. Gives it a little extra flair there. Flair there. So now let's die cut this out. Clean up after myself here. You guys messy stampers, you kind of leave everything all over the place. All right. Bring this back. Okay. My little pieces. So now I'm going to use, this is stitch shaped oval, and this is the second largest. I never got around to labeling them. So I gotta find a code because I had the numbers for the smooth, and I have letters for the scallop. I thought, oh, I need to come up with something different for the stitched, and I couldn't come up with something. Roman numerals, I don't know. All right, so let me center that, throw that down with a little piece of Post-it, and run this through. You're messy, Kelly? Yeah, I can usually only do one project at a time because there's just stuff everywhere. I don't know if you can see I'm in the process of making stuff on my table over there, and that's a mess. And then when I'm trying to remember what I use so I can write the list, that's when I get neat and put stuff away after I use it so that I forget, so I can't write it down and say, I use the following dies and stamp sets. Nope, someone went and put them away. You know, so it's always when I don't want to be neat is when I'm not. All right, so now we're going to do final assembly. So I'm going to attach the stitched greeting to the scallop oval. And I'm going to move this big die before I knock it on the floor with my sleeves. These bell sleeves are like so cute to look at, but they are not practical for crafting, eating, cooking, cleaning, anything practical. There we go. And so what I want to do, where's my second? So I have a second leaf, and I want to have that in this corner up here. So I'm going to add a little snail here. And there we go. All right, so here we go. Finally, assembly. So did I? No, I didn't. All right, so let's add snail to the back of this. And we're going to center this on here. And now I need some dimensionals. And I'm working through all my final pieces and parts. Oh, wow, that's bright. All right, never mind. These are dimensionals. Okay. Oops. Oops. All right. Okay. Let's see. And then I'm just going to add this here. I want the green to kind of still show down there. And there we go. So that is how you turn this, whoops, really big die into a border die. So you can probably better if I pull this up here. Oh, that is super bright. Sorry. Okay, so now let's pick our winner. So you got a couple seconds to still type in a comment and just say hi, and you will be entered in to win the doilies. Let me show you today's giveaways again. So just leave a comment and you'll be entered in to win the in color doilies right now. And if you do not win those in color doilies, or you are watching this at a later date, on the 19th, I will be picking all names from any comment left on Facebook or YouTube for the epic celebrations. And if you share this video and say shared with the D, I'll put you in for a second time. So let's come down here. Well, I'm going to move you over here and try and log back into this website, who loves to kick me out. I guess I talk too much for them. Thank you, everybody, for the hearts. I heart you back. All right, here we go. I'm going to pick a winner. Is that showing up? Yes, it is. All right, so the name that shows up will be our winner for our in color doilies. And come on. It is going. My internet's really slow today. Let's go. And our winner is Pat Williams. Congratulations to Pat. Pat, if you head over to craftystampin.com, you go to specials and then giveaways, there is a link right here to fill out your information, and I will get that out in the mail to you. You have 2 weeks to claim your prize, and if you have filled out the form and you don't hear back from me, because I will send a confirmation when I mail it, send me an email at linda@craftystampin.com. So I thank everybody for joining me today. I will be back on Friday. It is the end of the school year and schedules are just nutty here. I got 2 kids in middle school and every other day something's popping up. So I've had to kind of change my schedule. So this was scheduled to be a Tuesday, Thursday week. It's now Wednesday, Friday. So I apologize for kind of moving all over the place on you. But I will be back on Friday. Ideally next Tuesday. Tammy and I will be doing the scoop. And then I think I'll be back on the following Thursday. We'll hope that all works. So I thank you all for joining me. I will see you on Friday. And have a good day and craft. Bye.